Hey, this is Joe from Home Studio Corner, and I got a story for you and a little drawing time. It's been a while since we've done some drawing. So, here's a story, true story. So, this is me. You can tell because I'm so happy and handsome. And a few years ago, I had this brilliant idea. It was around New Year's. You know how we have crazy ideas at New Year's. And the idea was essentially this. I wanted to release 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 EPs in 1 year. I wanted to write, record, and release 4 EPs in a year. That's like 1 EP per quarter, right? So I got really excited about it, and I proceeded to tell the whole world about it. So I sent out emails to my email list. I posted about it on YouTube. I told thousands of people that I was going to release 4 EPs in 1 year. So I'll tell you how that went in just a second, but maybe you can relate to having dreams like this. Maybe your dreams aren't as dumb as releasing 4 EPs in a year. Maybe it's just to learn how to record and release your own music, or just release maybe just 1 song or 1 EP. Whatever it is, the thing itself doesn't matter as much. The principle here is you and I have been in the same boat. We think about what we want here, and then we envision doing it, and it's way off here in the distance. Like, here's the finish line for the thing that we want to do, and we can see it. It's over there, but it's pretty far away, and it has all of these like obstacles in between. So these are like, did you ever run like track in high school? I didn't, because I tried to jump over the hurdles once and almost died. So I stuck to like football. But there's literally all these hurdles that we're gonna have to jump over to get to the finish line. Whatever this thing is, you can insert whatever you want. Draw your own picture here. But we know that anything worth doing is probably gonna be a little bit difficult, and is probably gonna have some hurdles to overcome to get to the finish line, right? The way I see it, we really only have 2 options. Once we have this idea in our brain, we basically have 2 options. The first is we can just do nothing, right? We can sit down in our lazy boy recliner. It's a terrible lazy boy. Drink in hand, watching TV. That is a terrible drawing, but you get the idea. We can do nothing. We can sit back. We can play it safe, and we cannot do anything. That way we don't have to worry about potentially never making it to the finish line. All those things. The other option, of course, is we can put on our headband, put on our angry face, and we look like a crazy ninja, and we can start running towards that finish line. The arm goes up back here and down. Okay. Anyway, so we can do that, and we can go meow and start taking off, taking steps towards our big, beautiful finish line way over here. Now, if we do this option here, there's really only one of 2 things that can happen. The first one, we'll call that 3A, is we head up to one of these obstacles, one of these, what do we call them, hurdles, and we do this number. We fall flat on our faces. We're probably not dead, but it's gonna hurt, it's gonna be painful. This might also be known as failure, right? We tried to jump, we crashed, we burned. We made sad faces and X's for eyes. The other option, of course, is the one that we dream would happen, which is over here, which is we actually achieve the thing we wanted to achieve. Hands up. We're so happy. Everyone cheers for us. There's like streamers. It's a big celebration, right? Everybody, yeah, you did it. You made it to the finish line. So it's pretty simple. You have the idea. You choose between one of these 2 options, and then if you choose option 2, you have basically 2 other options of what could happen. You could fail, or you could achieve it. Now here's the big question. Here's something. Let's change to red, because I want to really hammer this home. Which of the options involve fear? Let's circle them in red. This one involves fear. This one also involves fear. If we're talking about options 1 or 2, which is kind of the fork in the road, which one involves fear? They both do. Which one gives you the option of success? It's this one, right? The one that has the potential for me to get over here and actually achieve my dream is the one that actually involves me taking some steps and moving forward. It also, of course, can lead to failure. But over here, I mean, what's the outcome here? The outcome is I get some really good TV time in, I get to watch some good movies, right? I don't want to get to the end of my life and say, boy, I sure watched some good movies, right? I would love to get to the end of my life and say, boy, I sure released a lot of good music. But it'll never happen if I'm here. Now, you may not think sitting on your couch is a fear thing, but it totally is. Why don't we do this? Because we're afraid of this. So we do this. That's it, right? We don't take the step because the potential for failure is too great. We're scared of that, so we sit over here and we do nothing. I'm not judging you. I do it all the time. I had this crazy year where I did this, but I also have lots of times where I just sit and do nothing. So I'm not immune to this. I'm just like you in that regard. However, so how did the story go? So I had the dream of the 4 EPs in a year. What happened? Well, technically I did this. If we're measuring by did I do this? Did I release 4 EPs that year? The answer is no. I did happen to release 3 of them, but that 4th one, I just got tired, I got exhausted, I procrastinated, it was the end of the year, and it didn't happen. Also, get this, when I released these, I had the brilliant idea of writing on each of them on the album cover, 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4. So I literally, you can go look up my name on Spotify right now. You will find 3 EPs that say 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4, and there is no 4 of 4 because I never made it. It's kind of a funny story, but you know, that's 3 out of 4. That's a 75. Not a great grade. If I came home with a 75, my mom wouldn't have been happy in high school. So 3 out of 4 is not great. It's also technically a failure because I didn't do this. But what's the real, like, what are we really thinking? What are you thinking right now? This is really what happened. We didn't cross the finish line perfectly. We did not achieve this, but I guarantee I made more music this year because of this goal than I ever would have had I not had this goal, right? If I had set the goal of just, I want to make music sometime, I might have made 1 EP, maybe. But because I set an ambitious goal that scared me, and because I just took some steps towards it, and even though I technically crashed because I didn't get all 4 done, I still feel that as a big win because I made a lot of music. And actually one of the EPs I made is one called Fighter that ended up being my most popular music to date as far as like number of streams and things like that on Spotify and Apple Music. So the point here obviously is not to brag that look what I did. It's to say, hey, we all need to just do this number right here and fall on our faces because in doing this, this is inevitably going to happen. The only guarantee, I can't guarantee that if you do this, that you'll never do this, right? I can't guarantee that if you do this, you'll get here the first time, but the only thing I can guarantee is if you take option 1 and you sit in the lazy boy, then you'll never get here. Now, if that's fine with you, great. If that doesn't sit well with you, then I'd encourage you to get out a piece of paper and write it down. What do you want? Whatever, it could be as simple as I just would love to release 1 song that can outlive me. That's legit. Or maybe it ends up being something more aggressive like this dumb thing. But whatever it is, I promise you it's worth your time to write this out. And you're gonna feel some fear and it's gonna freak you out a little bit perhaps, but just lean into it and think what can I do to take just even a baby step towards that. All right, that's enough of the motivational speech for today. I do have a free gift for you that will help you get to that goal, whatever that goal may be, faster. It is my 5-step mix guide. It is completely free, and the cool thing about this is like you could legitimately cut your mixing time in half by installing a better mixing system. No, I'm not talking about software. I'm talking about the way you approach your mixes. There's a good chance that the way you approach your mixes is broken and doesn't work very well. This system works wonderfully, and you can start finding out the details here at 5stepmix.com. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. This is Joe from Home Studio Corner. See you later.